Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wyld. Today we are talking about you should have walked out and got your food, but you recorded. Man orders DoorDash, then a driver in a wheelchair pulls up. So DoorDash drivers and gig workers come in all different shapes, sizes, and otherwise, and are parts of all different walks of life. And in this case, this man is actually someone who rolls up in a wheelchair and is doing gig work for himself that way. I think that's pretty cool, but I don't know if it's getting that same respect. So with that said, we are talking about everything that's being said in this article, how it actually is for Doordash, UberEats, and Grubhub drivers and customers, and everything in between. So with that said, let's get started. People are commending this DoorDash employee on a wheelchair despite the challenges that may come with the job. Not a fan of the term employee, but I'm glad that he's getting commended the way he is. DoorDash worker in a wheelchair. LV Cash at Low V3 recorded their DoorDash driver getting out of the vehicle to bring them their meal. They noticed that the driver is pulling a wheelchair on the side of the driver's seat to exit the car. I'm going to leave their TikTok as well as their profile in the description so you can develop your own opinions on the subject.
Oh look, this person is in a fucking wheelchair bringing my DoorDash, bro. What the hell?
He captions the video, DoorDash, y'all need some stipulations on workers. The video has almost 1,500 likes and over 60,000 views as of Saturday. The things you do for content, huh? Why are we giving him a problem for being handicapped? Like, that's not something you could criticize somebody for. What, are you trying to tell me that you have a problem with somebody being literally in a wheelchair? Like, sure, I understand the problem of seeing a guy on a construction site in a wheelchair or someone who's physically unable to do a specific type of job in a wheelchair. DoorDash doesn't have too many of those problems, and even if they have some of them, in this case, it's not that big a deal, at least to me. Guys gotta grind. Guys gotta make money too, especially if you're in a wheelchair. Do you know what your medical bills has to be like for that? DoorDash prides itself on having a job that accommodates workers with diverse kinds of disabilities. Their site mentions that according to our 2022 Dasher survey, 18% of Dashers say they have a disability or other chronic condition, which is 4 times more than the general workforce. Yeah, but I don't know if that 18% of Dashers encapsulates all people in a wheelchair, though. I think there are other ways he can make money, not gonna lie. And when they say disabilities, they're more like health conditions and maybe even learning disabilities, not like in a wheelchair. Although there are people in wheelchairs and even on scooters that do DoorDash, so let's not totally disregard that point. Viewers criticize the TikToker for filming. Viewers are not happy with the video LV Cash posted and their comments about the Dasher. You should have walked out and got your food, but you recording, one user said. Yeah, about that. I know one of my phrases are the things you do for content, but why are we giving people crap for being in a wheelchair? Look, I'm not gonna pretend that there isn't a physical component to being a gig worker. There absolutely is. But at the same time, why are we getting mad about that? Like, why is that something worth recording on? Now, that also said, I also think it's the comments more than the recording. Like, if you recorded and said, this is a guy that's a true hustler, mad respect to this guy, and that was the nature of your video, you would have been applauded. You would have been like, this guy's a hustler. Let's go get a GoFundMe going for this guy. Instead, we got this. People in wheelchairs need money too. Respect, another wrote. Hey, you got some people that's able-bodied walk around, they still don't work. They stand on the side of the street with a sign begging for your money. You should have went outside and got it, a different person commented. Oof, that hits way close to home for me. Near my house, there's a fair amount of homeless people that are always walking this intersection, and they always have the same signs up. Some of them are in wheelchairs, don't get me wrong. And that's like amputees and people who have literally gone to war. But there are other people that are literal, just holding up a sign saying, my gay dog ate my wallet. Like, if your gay dog ate your wallet, why don't you get your life together and a job? I understand not everybody's going to be entrepreneurial, but go get a job. What's the issue? They're still human and need to make money. More power to him. He didn't let an excuse stop him, someone echoed. You see, that's what I'm talking about. If that was the nature of the video, like, instead of condemning him for that, you commended him and, like, check this guy out. This guy's a true hustler, and, like, gassed him up, that would have been received totally differently. He's trying to make a living. If you're getting your food, why are you angry? Would you rather the person not make a living? Mentioned another. I feel like everyone needs to complain about something. Honestly, I think this is just a display of the character of the person recording this video. I gave him extra money. After I pressed record, I went outside and I got my food from the dude, and he didn't even get out of the car yet, LV Cash explains in a follow-up video. They mentioned that they went back in the house and got $20 cash to tip them in addition to tipping on the app. Now, let me know in the comments. Do you think that's actually what took place, or do you think that he's trying to get out ahead of the hate comments? Or, like, trying to prevent the situation from getting any worse than it is? Let me know. He clarified what they meant by his comment about DoorDash having stipulations. And I'm standing on DoorDash having stipulations. That man shouldn't be doing DoorDash. He should be doing Lyft or Uber or something. DoorDash, you have to get outside the car all effing day, he said. You don't need to be doing that. But good luck to him, because he's a real one. There's people out here who are perfectly walking and not doing what he did. Yeah, he's definitely trying to put out his own fire. This is my opinion. It's worth what you pay for it. None of you pay me. There you go. First off, that guy is a true hustler, and he's a non-excuse making person. And that's the difference between somebody who is going to be a problem solver or is just going to be a problem. Because he's right. There are people who are walking around doing absolutely nothing and just sucking up money from, like, Social Security or something. Meanwhile, this person is coming in and out of a goddamn car into a wheelchair and getting their shit together. Now, to this guy's credit, should there be stipulations on whether or not somebody is able-bodied and all that? Yeah, but at the same time, DoorDash is not really a gig that does a lot of screening on this subject. You could sign up for DoorDash and do whatever you want with that. If you sign up for DoorDash and you know you're in a wheelchair, you're an independent contractor. What happens to you after that is your choice, and you are accepting the responsibility that comes with that. That's why I'm a little annoyed at the point about it being an employee situation. It's not an employee situation. This is an independent contractor making his own business decisions. Do I think that he would be better off in a position to where he's not going in and out of a car for all that time and making money that way? Sure, but I don't think he's going to do that. Some people, and I'm speaking to me specifically, they need a reason to leave the house. And that's kind of why they do a gig like that, because they need a reason to go outside. I have other reasons, but the way I make money is through gig work, and the way I make money is through YouTube. Can I press harder into YouTube? Can I press harder into a more work from home lifestyle? Yeah, but also drive myself nuts. That's why I have a diversified gig portfolio and an exit strategy. So I'll always have the option to earn on my own time and be able to earn while I'm at home. I need the variety. Otherwise, I drive myself nuts. And one of the ways that you can accomplish having a diversified gig portfolio and developing an exit strategy is through the Driven Wyld Discord server. The Driven Wyld Discord community is exclusive for gig workers looking to expand their knowledge and expertise in their self-employment and entrepreneurial journeys. I've partnered with high-level professionals to bring you some of the most exclusive benefits based on your personal needs as a gig worker. Exclusive professional opportunities and gig gig postings, more live streams with high-level professionals in our industry, educational systems designed to build your own dispatch company, as well as other scalable opportunities. Speaking of dispatching, we have just kicked off the Driven Wyld Build Your Own Delivery Service Provider course, available at drivenwyld.com, and we are changing the game and transforming how businesses serve customers and how gig workers get more opportunities. So whether you're a gig worker looking for more opportunities to earn, or an exit strategy because the gig economy is an income bridge to what would be a long-term goal, not the goal, and you'd like to see something with more growth potential and scalability, there is something here for you. Check the link in the description and get started with making the most amount of money in the least amount of time and in the safest possible way. We are excited and looking forward to helping you secure your financial future. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time.